Oh man, Queen Dr. Fire, how you doing, man? Queen Dr. Fire, I know that you are behind the scene, but we just love you. Queen Rosanna, welcome. Queen Maka, welcome. Recording in progress.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Greetings to each and every one of us. This is our lovely deep dive forum of Unpassive, and today is a beautiful Thursday wherever you are. It's beautiful Thursday, September 12th, 2024. We are starting the webinar now with a lovely signature tune, and that is a bit to Unpassive by our very own sister Lerato Shadare, and it's In It to Win It. Please pay special attention to the images, and those were done by Dr. Derek. And those images are very self-explanatory. And sometimes people will say, well, it's the nonverbal communication of what is happening in Unpassive. So without further ado, I'm going to call on Dr. Derek to start our webinar with In It to Win It by our sister Lerato Shadari. Wasn't that awesome? After everyone is glowing just from watching all the images, we're all glowing, right? Miriam, who went out and helped us that is glowing as well. Wow. I mean, we should get anyone who produce when someone's being asked and the award, the officer inspired, hide them one as flower nation. And then the end, the celebration is incredible. Thank you, okay, we're going to move to another beautiful segment of this webinar. This is my favorite. I'm sure it's everyone's. I don't know if the reason why it's my favorite is because the mindset speaker is one of 4 or 5 who presents here, but she has not been with us for a while presenting and referring to. I know Queen Miriam presents Queen JW and Dr. T, but today it's Queen Yvonne Face, our wonderful sister from Toronto, Canada, who is an amazing international inspirational speaker. Why is she speaking to us today? Let us be at ease because our CEO has promised we probably have to proceed when the right time comes, but in the interim, we will be on the mentor because that's vital. She's a wonderful international inspirational speaker, entrepreneur, and she has done quite a lot. But what she prefers to be talked about is the one thing that we all love. She loves her close-knit family. And she always makes a lot of time to spend time with her siblings, including us because we are now a family. She has done quite a lot. But also, she's passionate about this. If you're around Sister Yvonne, she would say, oh, I don't know if I'm extrovert, I cannot speak. Do you imagine what fast especially Dr. Derek in this forum has done to each and every one of us? Yes. The power of yes is amazing. Please, let's welcome our one and only sister, Yvonne Finn, who is going to put us at ease.
And network overlook the deeper intrinsic qualities that truly define your worth as a person. Your real value lies in your character, the integrity with which you navigate life's challenges, the resilience you show in the face of adversity, and the empathy you extend to others. It is found in your ability to inspire, to uplift, and contribute meaningfully to the lives around you, regardless of your financial status or social connection. And while money and connections can open doors, they can be lost in an instant. And would that then now make you valueless or worthless? I think not. Your value is permanent and unshakable rooted in the impact you make through your actions, your principles, and the kindness you show. People may or may not remember what you have or who you know, but they will never forget how you made them feel, the values you upheld, and the legacy you left behind. In the end, your true value isn't about what you've accumulated or whom you've impressed, but about the contribution you've made to the world. It's your purpose, vision, and the way you align your actions with your highest principles that define your worth. To focus solely on wealth or connection is to limit your potential. And when you realize that your real value is determined by what you offer from within, your creativity, your compassion, your wisdom, and integrity, you tap into an unlimited source of worth that no external measure can ever match. So, investing in your personal growth, nurturing your spirit, and expanding your heart is one of the wisest decisions any of us can make. Because within those intangible assets is where our true value lies and also our worth. They can never be stolen and will never reject or desert us. People will. The only way that they will not benefit us is if we undervalue them or allow others to do so. We can undervalue. One of the worst ways is to wish to be somebody else or to covet or envy other people. We were made for ourselves and we have those gifts and callings. Nobody else can do what we can do. We are unique. We're one of a kind. So, as always, I like to make a little acronym of the word value. So, the V is vision. It's your ability to see beyond the present moment and to imagine a bigger, better, brighter future. This encompasses not just your personal goals, but the broader impact you wish to make in the world. What you envision helps define your path and it guides your actions. And then the A, attitude, the mindset you bring to every situation. It is your attitude that shapes how you approach challenges, opportunities, and relationships. A positive, growth oriented attitude increases your capacity to overcome obstacles and influence others in a meaningful way. And then the L, the legacy, what you leave behind. Your legacy is not measured in wealth or titles, but in the values, lessons, and inspiration you impart to others. It's the ripple effect of your actions and the work the mark you make on the world long after you've gone. And then the you, the distinct qualities and talents that set you apart. Your individuality is your strength. Embracing your uniqueness rather than conforming to external expectations is key to realizing your potential and contributing something irreplaceable. Listen to what God, the creator of the universe, says about it. He says, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. And then he also says, we are the apple of his eye. That always makes me smile. God says that about us. We are the apple of his eye. And then the E, empowered. The moment you recognize and truly accept that your value comes from within, you will become fiercely bold, courageous, empowered, and unstoppable. True empowerment is not reliant on external validation, but on internal belief in your worth, your abilities, and your power to affect change. For some, this realization comes early in their life. Think of Malala Yousafzai. And then for others, it might come a bit later in life, like Rosa Parks or our incredible Mr. Ashton. Viewing our value from a more elevated mindset, when we view other humans as more than their net worth, we recognize that they possess intrinsic value beyond material possessions. And this perspective can lead to a more equitable and respectful society. And here are four powerful changes that can take place. Empathy and understanding. Seeing people beyond their financial status fosters empathy and understanding. It helps us recognize the common humanity we share regardless of our economic circumstances. And sometimes you feel there, but for the grace of God go I, when you see somebody who's really destitute, right? You know that. It's just God that's looking after the different. Reduce prejudice. A focus on intrinsic value can help reduce prejudices and discrimination based on wealth or socioeconomic status. It promotes the idea that everyone deserves respect regardless of their financial situation. And then there's social justice. Viewing humans as more than their net worth is a cornerstone of social justice. It supports policies and practices that aim to create a more equitable and inclusive society. And then there's meaningful relationships. When we value people for who they are rather than what they have, we can build more meaningful and authentic relationships. By shifting our focus from net worth to inherent value of human life, we can create a more just and compassionate world. And according to Marion Williamson, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant and gorgeous and talented and fabulous? Actually, she says, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. And so your playing small doesn't serve the world or you for that matter. So again, I want to emphasize that our real value and worth was given to us even before we were born. We were created with a purpose, and for a purpose. And so I want to thank you for listening. I hope I gave you some value. And thank you for inviting me, Dr. Derek. Much appreciation. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Sister Yvonne. Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Wow. You should be alternating every other week with everybody.
Well, thank you.
Because you just nailed it. Your net worth value, you nailed it. As Dr. Derek says, mercy, 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 and more mercies. Gee, I mean, I tried taking notes, and it got to the point where I said, I should rather concentrate on your message.
Thank you.
Very, very powerful. Net worth, the value, something that you're born with it.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
before you're born, there's a reason why you were there. And that statement which you made about people will never forget how you make them feel, that is so true.
So true.
We take things for granted, but it's very valuable.
Yes. It is.
Right. And being able to talk about value the way you see it and what you offer is your value. And you went as far as talking, using every single word. Thank you, Queen Miriam. Yes, she did nail it, didn't she?
Thank you, everyone.
She did. Now, to explain how value stands for every word for vision, attitude, which is the mindset, the legacy, what you have as your value, and the distinct qualities and empowerment. That is so powerful. That is so powerful. It is so sweet. And you see, oh my goodness, I'm not going to say anything because I see that Dr. Patience has been waiting for you to just finish speaking. I see her hand
And
up.
I want to tell her that it's the last for the year. She doesn't want to hear it.
No, we are in September. We still have 4 months before the year is over. So you're not going anywhere. You've come to stay with us. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Patience, please.
Wow. Queen Yvonne, short and sweet. We have to renegotiate. We have to renegotiate. As Dr. Derek said, mercy, mercy, mercy. And Queen Miriam said, you nailed it. Joyce will say, what? Took it out of the park. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Thank you.
Yes. No, I was trying to, there's so many things that you said that I'm like reflecting and say, okay, I have to apply this to myself. The attitude, the value, the empowerment. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to do any recap. Queen David has done that. I just want to say, wow. I was just like, okay. All
Thank
right.
you so much.
That's what I should do.
That.
Okay, that's how I should look at things. That has to reflect. Wow, this mindset is short and sweet. Thank you.
Yes.
We have to renegotiate our contract. That one contract. You have to be more than once a year, it's been able. How much you've been, Debbie? Wow, 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 wow.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Dr. P. And once more, Sister Yvonne, thank you. Queen Miriam, your turn, ma'am.
Queen Yvonne Finn, like
ma'am.
Mordecai said to Esther, and Queen Miriam is saying to Queen Yvonne Finn, could it be that you are on Deep Dive and Dream Team for such a time as this?
Yeah.
Timely, timely, timely. Your delivery is just pristine. That's all pristine. All of the points were so valuable. You are here and you're operating in your area of gifting. And guess what? It is unique.
Thank you, sister.
I thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. Does anyone else have, thank you, Queen Miriam, very much appreciated. Anyone else has any comments for Queen Yvonne?
You know I do, right?
Look at her face.
I wanted to call everyone, and I will call you last because I know you always will, but please.
The first lady is always ready.
Thank you.
When you're in this forum, in Deep Dive, Dream Team, all of the sister forums, you're born ready because you've learned from the best.
Sure.
Go to Dr. Benny, please.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Queen Yvonne. Before I proceed, I want to take this special moment to thank our Heavenly Father for bringing all of us together this evening. I know you talk about the value because of our Heavenly Father. There is no one like Him, right? We want to thank Him for sending our CEO to all of us, Mr. Ashman Farrer. Heavenly Father, please take good care of Mr. Ashman Farrer. Protect him and his entire family. We love you, Jehovah God, but we need you to protect our CEO. There is nobody. He made us to understand that no one can stop Unpassive except you, Jehovah. So he is determined to help all of us. So we need to pray for him. I just want to thank God for everything that he has done. Now, thank you, Dr. Derek, for this platform. We appreciate you and we love you. As I said, I want to thank each and everyone. There are a lot of webinars out there, but you decided to come here. You decided to come to Deep Dive. Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ. I am happy. I just want to thank you all. Queen Yvonne.
Thank you, ma'am.
Jesus Christ. Extraordinary mindset, man. Now, when you talk about this value, you make me to understand. Since I talk about God, you say we are fearfully and wonderfully made, right?
Amen.
Now, you make us to understand that no discrimination.
None.
And then you say everyone deserves respect, right?
Absolutely, yes.
I want that. I want to say that.
Yes.
You are on point, right?
Yes.
I wish it can happen here, right? I mean, not only on Deep Dive, but
know what you mean.
1.4. You understand?
Yes, I do.
Now, when I speak, I know what I'm talking about.
I know you.
And I just want to thank our Heavenly Father for bringing you here, for bringing each and everyone. Thank you so much for the mindset. And we need to see you next week. Thank you.
Really? I just said once a year and you're telling me about. Thank you, Dr. Benny. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. Thank you. All right. I don't see any hands raised and no more hands raised. So we're going to move forward to, yes, that voice is a hand raised. Please go ahead. Dr. Yes.
Okay. Well, you asked. We don't have anything. Okay. You- Honey? Thank you. It's, 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 thank you, Dr. Thank you. Thank you.
You're discriminating now, Dr. Derek. You're discriminating.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Derek. If you start that, I'll just hold my lips. But he does not want to hear. All right, Queen Yvonne, thank you. We're going to come back later on for your final word. But in the meantime, we have sorry. In the meantime, we're moving to a very interesting topic for the day. After the mindset, are we ready? This is the first time we're having a dual presentation on the topic of tax planning and taxation on investment. And this duo, we know one because she's with us here and on Dream Team and our other sister webinars, and one, most of us, including myself, meeting her for the first time, Queen Jennifer Cantana. Did I say it properly? Cantando.
Mm-hmm. You did. Cantando. You got the yeah.
Oh,
You got
Cantando. Okay, Cantando. All right. You're most welcome. In no particular order, I'm just going to present the both of you and and then let you go ahead in whatever shape or form you're going to do the presentation. But I will give you a special attention, Queen Jennifer. I want to start with Queen Miriam. Queen Miriam, we love you. It's an honor having you today. For our viewers who may not know Queen Miriam and will be watching in the future on YouTube or those watching live now, Queen Miriam is one of our mindset speakers on this forum and many other forums that she's been called to talk about mindset and other things. And she is a wonderful specialist. She holds a master's in accounting. And do we know that she had an associate in theology as well? Yes, she does. This woman is multi-talented. And we are blessed to have her because she is an IRS enrolled agent and also a tax resolution specialist. She gives her time to share with us. She loves to help humanity. And it's a blessing that she's not just here by herself, but she brought another specialist whom I'm going to share with you, and I'll give you more details about who she is because it's the first time that a lot of people are seeing you on Deep Dive. We welcome Queen Jennifer Cantando. We're so honored to have you. She is a licensed professional, a licensed financial professional, and she has been helping families for over 6 years. She's originally from Southern California and a mother of 5. What a blessing. She's an entrepreneur, and she also mentors and develops other entrepreneurs. Another double blessing. She's an international public speaker, and she's been asked to speak at various churches, and at her recent venture was to educate the correctional officers in California state prisons. That's a humble job. She appears on Mindset Monday every Monday with Queen Sister Miriam Edwards. And she has dedicated her business to financial education to uplift humanity. Please, with open arms, let's welcome both our presenters today, unique specialists who are here on Deep Dive to educate us on tax planning. We're blessed and honored to have you. The microphone is yours.
Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. What a warm welcome and what a wonderful platform you have here. And for that, I so appreciate each and every one of you to take time out of your day to definitely, come to this platform. Very positive environment, mindset, talking about God. I mean, that's just actually an amazing platform when you have those two that you're talking about. And you know what? To follow up after Queen Yvonne is not fair. You guys set me up for that one, absolutely amazing. I could have you read to me forever, Yvonne. That's absolutely amazing. I'm honored to be here and to get to hear that. Wow, how empowering that is for myself to be here and take that in. I thank you so much. They were said, if you're ever in a room where you're the smartest person, then you're in the wrong room. And I am in the right room with all you lovely people here today. I appreciate you all, and how you articulate things are so amazing. So to go right into it, I've been asked to speak on taxes, and I don't anybody log off, please. Stay tuned. Don't leave. When we talk about taxes, nobody thinks, oh, that's so exciting. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere, and I appreciate all of you for being on. I'm a specialist when it comes to investment in the taxation of investments. That is very important. To tell you, I sit down with families, and that there is a lack of financial education out there is really it exists. I sit down with hundreds and hundreds of families that just want to know more about finances. They want to know more about how their money works. And unfortunately, they look around and there's not a lot of people that are doing this, especially complimentary, are taking the time out of their day because they just really have a passion to empower others about money, how it works. Something that I learned in my late 30s, and I embraced it because of the fact that I was able to come into a platform such as yours and really experience and take in all I could, because I needed to take it back to my family. I have 5 kids, as you heard, right? So making sure I can explain money and how it works, and taxes, the silent killer. You might hear taxes be called the silent killer when it comes to your money, right? It creeps up on you, taxes here and taxes there. So I'll go into it. I don't have a presentation set up for you. I'm just going to talk you through this, but it's very interesting. Taxes are very interesting in how they are. I like to put them in 3 separate buckets when we're looking at taxes, right? When we're looking at taxes, there is something that is called a taxable bucket. That is something we're always taxed on. We're taxed on, it could be capital gain tax. It could be taxes on your real estate. It's something you're always paying taxes on. And that's going to be your taxable bucket, always having to pay the taxes on that. Okay. And that is something that we need to know. And the second bucket I like to talk about is something that's called a tax deferred or a tax later bucket, right? We see this all the time. We see this in our 401ks. We see these in our pensions. We see these in annuities. We see these in all types of investments. What happens is people want to push their taxes to later, right? They say, hey, when I get older and I retire, I'll pay the taxes then, right? So who in retirement is excited here about paying taxes, right? Nobody. But I'm here to say that we really want to go and empower people before that tax freight train hits, and then the reality of sitting there and realizing I pushed everything to the end, now I'm paying taxes. So taxes are at an all-time low right now. But when we looked up the 401k, I'll do a little history before I go into the third tax bucket. Do you know when the 401k was developed? It was developed in the 70s. Now taxes were up to 70%. They were paying up to 70% in taxes in the 70s. Did anybody know that? So they came up with this great idea. We're going to do a 401k and we're going to push our taxes to the end when we go to retire. Because taxes are so high right now, we need to push them forward. But what happened when we pushed them forward, right? We pushed them to the end and we said taxes will eventually go down. And they did. And so now we're here at the taxes are at the lowest. And now we have to ask ourselves, is pushing our taxes in the future the best option for our money? If we're at an all-time low, what do you think we're going to push them to? Maybe higher taxes. That's my concern with today's families that I'm sitting down with. Is that the right strategy for them? I sit down with people and I come back with a strategy that works for them because of the fact that knowledge is empowering and applied knowledge is everything. Because when we push our taxes to the end and we go to pull our taxes, and now some people think taxes are going to go up in the future. So if you push your taxes to the end and you go to retire, you're going to be paying a lot of taxes on that money you kept pushing, right? Yeah, I'll push it to later. That's one of the things I want to open up everybody's mind. We're talking about mindset. So open up your mind to think. I have to think about what taxes are going to be in the future, right? If you're retired now, you have to think future generations, right? How can I help my family? How can I help my kids? How can I help my grandkids and staying away from having to pay heavy taxes? Our taxes at all, right? Our taxes at all. So there is a third bucket. And in that third bucket, we're going to talk about, and mind you, when I sit down with families, I see a lot of people in the first and the second bucket. They either are paying a lot of taxes all the time, the taxable section, or I'm seeing them with the tax deferred because everyone has a 401k. Pensions are, they're scarce. They're not out there like they used to. They're going away. And we're lucky if we're going to see in my day, Social Security. I haven't even planned for Social Security because I don't know what the future is going to hold when it comes to that. So we want to make sure that in the future, I don't plan on Social Security. But the third bucket is a tax-free bucket that nobody talks about. So I know this as a professional in the last 6 years, when I sit down with families, rarely do we see something that's in that third bucket, and that's the tax-free bucket. I'd think we'd all be jumping in that bucket, right? Swimming in it, hanging out in it, being friends in it, right? Like having this platform in it. But a lot of people are not exposed to the third bucket. That third bucket is so important And it has everything to do with how the rest of your money is going to be taxed. And it can actually help lower the other one. If you can be diversified, if you can open your mind to say, I don't need to put all my money in one bucket, but I can be well diversified. Let's talk about the third bucket. That third bucket is actually a vehicle that's used. And the funny thing is, if you put a Roth in front of a 401k, it taxes the whole investment different, meaning you pay your taxes in the beginning. So when you go to withdraw properly, you don't have to pay the taxes in the end. If I put a Roth in front of an IRA, right? A Roth IRA, it will change the way the functionality of that investment is. Therefore, paying the taxes up front, so when I go to retire, I have made a tax-free investment for myself. And the third one, and a very important one, is a life insurance, cash value life insurance policy. And I'm not talking about a whole one. I'm talking about how it's, there has been the evolution of life insurance. So make sure it's not the whole one I'm talking about. There are other vehicles out there too that will get you to where you want to go faster. It's like a Corvette out there instead of using an old Pinto. So some of you might be my age or older on here. You know what a Pinto looks like. We're doing a Corvette these days. So making sure you know which vehicle, because there are multiple permanent life insurances, the one that optimizes the most, right? You might see that in an index universal life insurance, particularly that I'm talking about. So utilizing that vehicle as well to have a tax-free investment as you go to retire or you go to pull out your money if properly pulled out. So we want to make sure that across the board is right. The other thing I want to let you know is that when you go to withdraw your taxes, when you go to retire or you're taking out your money and you have Social Security. So if I was to have Social Security and if I was to have a life insurance policy, I'm pulling the cash out of that. I'm supplementing that retirement. I'm pulling that out. That causes my Social Security to be a tax-free investment, right? If I pull out my 401k and it's a tax deferred account, I'm paying the taxes on that. Combined with my Social Security, I will be paying the taxes on my Social Security as well. Yvonne, you are shaking your head. You must know this, and I love it because you are shaking your head in agreement. So I like that. Maybe we could be friends afterwards because I like your vibe.
It's not exactly the same, Jennifer, because I'm in the Canada, but it runs along the same line. You know what I mean? When you're talking about those kind of principles, the tax free and the tax deferred and all kinds of stuff, and those two buckets are the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's a lot in there. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So what I'm doing is I'm sitting down with people, and it all depends on their investment and how they do things, is that we want to make sure that they are empowered. Okay. So that is what it comes down to, is empowering people about the history. When I sit down, I do give a history lesson, because why were things popular back in the day that maybe are still popular, but they're not the vehicle that might be working for your family. So I have to sit down and find out, what are you looking for? What are your needs? What are your wants? And what vehicles do you already have? And how can we help you get to where you need to go? We have to empower the future generations too. This knowledge needs to be passed on from generation to generation. We wonder how the elite, the rich, get richer. It's because of the financial education that they leave for their children. We have to do the same in that. And I see a lot of kids coming out of high school, coming out of college, of my own children, that did not get the financial education. So if you are leaving it up to that, it's not going to happen. I have financial majors that I work with that were not taught these things, or if they were briefly skimmed over. But this is real life. This is what we're talking about. We are going to retire someday. We are going to pay taxes someday. So we need to know this, right? And that I also want to end, before I hand this over to my very beautiful Miriam. I do want to say one more thing too. If you are W-2, right, and Miriam can also add to this, but if you are a W-2 and you are not 1099, or you don't have your own business or anything like that, it's always good that if you're paying high taxes as a W-2 that you are also looking at as a side hustle to have write-offs to bring down the taxes that you're paying. Okay. We want to make sure that you guys know that if you're a W-2 and you have a side hustle, utilize that side hustle for your write-offs to bring down your taxes that you're paying as a W-2. Do what other people are doing. Do what the elite are doing. Do what the rich are doing. We're like, how are you getting away with not paying taxes? They know the code. They really, they do it. So I'm bringing what the elite already know to the middle class. I'm sitting down with families and just really pouring into them. What they do with this information is up to them. I can also help them with solutions. Obviously, I'm a businesswoman as well, but education first, families first. We have to get out there and empower people. Dr. Derek, I appreciate you giving me this platform to educate your family here. And I appreciate you so much. My passion is in finance and in investments and education. And so I hope that you guys can utilize this. If you have any questions, please reach out to Dr. Derek and he can connect us. With that being said, I also want to bring up somebody very near and dear to my heart. We have become sisters. I don't even say friends, I say sisters, right? Miriam is my business partner as well. She's an IRS enrolled agent. She takes the tax side of things very serious, and as a result, helping clients throughout all 50 states. She's more than qualified, ladies and gentlemen, with their tax matters. So without further delay, I'm going to hand this over to my good friend, Miriam Edwards. Thank you, Miriam. And thank you, Dr. Derek.
Thank you, Jennifer. Very well done.
Thank you, Jen. We are family. And as Jen rightly said, having that vehicle that maximizes your deductions and allow you to have somewhat a good playing field, and having that attaching that side hustle that will allow you to have write-offs that are applicable to the side hustle that you have. Of course, you can get all the details from Dr. Derek, the information to connect with us from Dr. Derek after this. So the tax side of it, after you have invested and now you have an idea as to the right vehicle to invest, when you invest, you not only wait until January to grab the different papers and let me see what I should take to my tax guy. No, you start tax planning now, because preparation will help to alleviate a lot of the stresses that we go through when we are ready to file taxes. I know, as Jennifer said earlier, that taxes is something that we really don't want to deal with, but like anything else in life, which is very important, this is one top priority. I remembered I was working at this place. I was managing one store in Jamaica, of course, Jamaica Limited. And one of our customers came in, and one of my staff said something that you must. And the customer came in and she was so livid. She said, Ma'am, nobody should tell me I don't have to do anything. The only thing I have to do is to pay taxes and die. So in the US, we must pay taxes. I know some people don't pay taxes, and we are helping to educate you how to make sure that you maximize all of those deductions that minimizes your taxes. We're not telling you to evade taxes. We're sharing with you how you can maximize deductions. Plan for your taxes, maximize deductions so you pay the taxes you should, instead of giving Uncle Sam money because we were not fully educated how to deal with taking care of all of those little fine things. Now, tax planning. Yes, tax planning in September. Organize financial records. Make sure that anything that comes in, that's it for tax purposes, although it is not January, make sure you hold them together and take them, hold them, call your tax professional and say, I received this. Maybe they don't want to hear from you at this time of the year because they're either doing, now we're doing the extensions. So we really don't want nobody calling us, but call us just the same. We will say, put it aside, just put it with your package for next year. Review changes in tax laws. You may not know. To be proactive, you could call up your tax professional. What is new in tax law? What is new for me to file? I'm a W-2 employee. What is new that I could take advantage of? If you call them, they will help you, but you can also help yourself by going to irs.gov and see the different, you can check, you can just put in new tax changes and you may see something you may not understand because that's not your forte. But once you read something, you can say, Queen Miriam, I read this. What does that mean? Does that apply to me? Or you go to your tax professional and say, I read this on the IRS website. Is this applying to me? So getting a little knowledge and then ask for explanation, that's a good thing. Now, maximizing deductions and credits. Identify all eligible deductions. Now, of course, you may not know. That's how you should sit with your tax professional so they can be able to help you with all of that. Plan for retirement contributions. As Jennifer was talking about the IRA versus the 401k. Now you know, to let you know, taxes will be going up in the future. So if you are deferring, that means if you're maxing out your deductions for 401k, it's good if you can sit with your financial advisor and they can assist you with other vehicle or check with Dr. Derek so he can give you our information, Jen's information, so we can help you. It's no charge consultation. And then if you need any one of those vehicles, we can help you get them. But it's important to find out, yes, I really don't want to put everything deferred and then I will be paying a huge amount of taxes when I retire. Get that done. Utilize accounting software. Most of us, we are W-2 employees, but some of us are business owners. Some of us are sole proprietor. We just have a side gig, as Jen talked about, and we have a 1099. But sometimes when we get those 1099s, we are not taking care of the expenses that's attached to our side gig or side hustle. You can utilize different software. There are different software out there on the web. You have QuickBooks. QuickBooks is on the higher side. If you can't afford that, just look for one of those software that can help to organize your thing, because those specific software, they help you to put things together, the different expenses, to help you track your expenses and revenue. Because if you don't track your expenses and keep records, if you take those deductions and you're audited and you are asked to show the supporting documentation, although you rightfully did those expenses, you incur those expenses, because you have no supporting documents, IRS may disallow those deductions that you take, and then your tax liability will go up the roof. So pay attention to that. Make sure everything, all your ducks in a row, as they would say. As Jen was talking about different strategy, consider tax efficient investment strategies. She was talking about tax deferred versus paying taxes upfront. It is a good idea that you sit with your financial advisor to help you navigate that, because you don't want to have a lopsided investment strategy. You want to have a balanced investment strategy. So meet with your advisor and regularly check with your tax professional to see how you can, sometimes you may have some ideas and you have it rummaging in your head, but get some advice, talk it out, and we will be able to help you navigate this aspect of taxes and taxable investment. Now, for some of you who have young children in the US, there are tax credits. You have child tax credit, you have earned income credit, but earned income credit is for those that have lower income, but the child tax credit, it applies to most with your children under a certain age. So to get all of the details, because it's not a one size fits all, it's an individual thing, because everyone tax situation is different. So just looking at the both aspect of taxes and investment, if we have a balanced scale, if we sit with our financial advisor, with our tax professional, and see how we can maximize these deductions and see how we can minimize taxes by finding different vehicles. They will talk about the annuities. They will talk about the cash value life insurance. Now, one of the things that I share with some of my clients, one particular lady, she wanted to take some money from her 401k. And she also had a cash value life insurance. And I explained to her, if you take the 401k, you'll be paying the penalty and also the taxes, because she is not of retirement age. She wasn't 59 and a half. And then she was so shocked that she could actually take money from her life insurance, whole life cash value life insurance, and it is tax free. So she did not have to pay any taxes on that money that she took out. So these are tax strategies that will help you, but you only can know it when you get the information and you apply what you have learned. So I hope this was valuable. Tax planning in September will help to alleviate the stresses that will come 2024, 2025, January, when you sit with your tax professional, when you get your W-2 or you get your other tax statement, depends on what spectrum of the tax vehicle that you're driving in. Thank you for listening. Get ready, stay ready, be prepared for tax season, tax time 2025.
Mercy, mercy, mercy. A bag of chips and more.
That's a signature voice. You cannot miss it. Queen Miriam and Queen Jennifer. Welcome to our royalty family. Everyone who is king and queen and brother and sister. Queen Jennifer, welcome. Queen and sister to Queen Miriam. You're a sister to Queen Miriam, so you're a sister to us. Your presentations were just outstanding. And no, please, I know people were making notes. They'll start raising hands. And I had a long script, but I wouldn't show you too much with it. I think the best thing would be to talk to you afterwards, because the three buckets you talked about, and I didn't quite get the one on Roth and IRA, but maybe that's something to talk to you about afterwards. And the W-2 and the side hustle, I don't know which ones to consider side hustle and for the W-2 people. So is that something to get from the personal consultation, or it's a general?
You could answer that.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I can help with that. I mentor entrepreneurs, so we can dive into something as a side hustle to see how we could lower your taxes. If you're a W-2 and you need that, then that's something we can definitely look at, and I can advise you on that.
Right. Thank you. Queen Miriam, you said something. Sorry, Queen Miriam.
No, I was saying Jen would answer that, so she did.
Okay. Thank you. Well, I see one of our financial specialists popped up the screen. I'll just put you on this for Dr. John. I know you're in the background listening, but since your camera is on, I'll call on you before I pass it over to for questions and discussions on the presentation. Welcome.
Wow. Thank you very much, Queen Miriam, Queen Jennifer, Dr. Derek. I think anybody that is on this platform should count themselves blessed. And you probably have heard a lot of some of these things said before. And the truth of it is that when we say it, and we say it over and over, hopefully it's going to actually resonate and we should use it. I think some of us were on another platform last night that we tried to dissect some of these very concepts. And the conclusion was, please don't take this information as information and file it and keep it somewhere. Use it, because it's being presented as real life information for you. It is information for us to use today, to use tomorrow, and to use forever. And I think what Queen Miriam said, it is very funny when people hear about preparing for taxes in September. I think many people really either prepare for taxes on January 31st when their W-2s arrive, or on April 10th when they're 5 days to the deadline. And at that time, you start scrambling around. So for those of us who are on this platform, we are business people in non-passive. And one of the things that you know that when you start dealing with like business taxes and so on is that you have to do like quarterly reporting, not just wait till the end of the year. And preparing ahead of time becomes very critical. And thanks Queen Miriam for bringing up those ideas. One thing that we normally tell people is, especially when you have this side hustle, whether it's a consulting, whether it's your own passive business or some other thing that you do, the temptation many of us have is to have one credit card that we just commingle everything in. And one thing that I have learned and which really has worked very well for me is keep that business card for business. And the beauty of those is that some of these companies, especially a business credit card, at the end of the year, they would actually do a great job of categorizing your expenses in different buckets. So it helps in a way. And if you use those type of cards, then you find yourself in a situation where you're actually going to not be keeping lots of little pieces of papers left, right, and center and wonder where they are at the end of the day. So that's just a tip for people to complement what Queen Miriam just said. And as Jennifer did say, Dr. Derek, now you know life insurance is not death insurance. And we have to, everybody on this platform should actually go out and try to get one. a permanent one, an IUL, preferably, because those ones, what I normally tell people is get it as soon as you can, and then you can look at how to fund it later on better. But those are things that concepts that if you did not show up on this platform, you're not going to read it in any textbook. If you did not participate, you would probably go and Google it and you'll get the wrong information or you'll get no information. I mean, I was not talking politics, but I was listening to some of the debates that are going on in the US, and people are saying some crazy things because their sources of information is the internet. So you either choose to use people that are trusted, that you know, that are going to be like your partners, your friends, and work with you, or you can go get some information on the internet. And those of us in this family, I would advise that we don't just jump on the internet because you're basically going out there to get what you don't know. I am really, really impressed, and I really am glad that we're bringing these concepts up on this platform. Dr. Derek, thank you for putting it up. And for those of you who are part of this platform or all the other sister platforms, the more you learn, the more you know. And I just want to thank these selfless leaders who come and share this knowledge with us. And again, let's not only take the information, let us use it. Thank you very much, Queen Debbie. I'm going to just stay back and listen.
Wow.
Can I add to that?
Absolutely.
Awesome. I love what you said, and that was absolutely amazing. One thing I did want to point out too is when you are looking, if you do or you are thinking of doing an IUL, you have to make sure that it's structured right. There are salespeople out there that want to sell you something, and then there are agents out there that will make sure it's funded the right way.
Yep.
That it's very important that you go and find out like somebody that you trust, because they can fund it the wrong way and you don't want that to happen either. So it has to be somebody that you really trust too, that's not just trying to sell you something, but trying to help you build something, you know. So you have to make sure you're with the right person when it comes to that. It's very important. There are people in the world that want to make a quick sale. So stay away from them. Find somebody that you absolutely, you know, do your research on them, find out what they know. You know, it's okay to do some research yourself. Absolutely. By all means, you know, look at the company, look at the backing, but make sure that you don't just jump into it without knowing that person. Are taking the advice or a referral at least, you know, so that you know that it's structured right. It's very important that these IULs are structured right if you are looking at that vehicle. I just want to
Absolutely.
close
No,
that.
thank you for that. And
Yes.
the mindset that that I think Dr. Derek and everyone on the platform, if you see these platforms always start with that mindset. That is really the one of the key things that we want to uplift everybody. And
Yes, integrity. Integrity is what I see here, and I do keep that in my business. I do want referrals, right? I do want people coming back to me. So it's really important that I see integrity here, and I want to keep the integrity that I have in my business. I just wanted to put that little snippet in there. That's all. Thank you so much, you guys.
Wow. Thank you. We have germs in on passive, and Dr. Derek just delivered an added one today. Thank you, Sir Jennifer. Dr. John, appreciate your input as well. And we're going to pass it over now for anyone who has questions. This is a questions and discussion session. And if you have any questions from the presentation, this is the right time for it. Please, by all means, go ahead. Dr. Benny is in the house. Thank you, Queen Violet. Over to you, Dr. Benny.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I want to thank my two ladies. They are my queens. I want to thank you guys for the presentation. I would say astonishing presentation when it comes to taxes and finances. The time has come. I believe that a lot of us, we have listened to our sisters, our queens, and hopefully you guys have questions now. Are you guys excited? Come on. Season has arrived, man. Are you guys excited? Now, I just want to thank each and everyone here. I want to thank you all for coming. So raise your hands electronically, or you can write your question on the chat. At least I have seen one lady, one of our queens stated that right now she is paying 1,500 a month to CRA government because she's working 3 jobs. Can you say anything to her, please? I don't know. Her name is Queen Rita.
Yeah, that's just paperwork I'd have to look over on a personal one-on-one to get advice like that. It's complimentary, so it can't hurt. But when I'm looking over anything, I really like to look at the content before I give that kind of advice, that particular advice when we're talking about her investment. Yeah, but it should be something then, and so you have to be careful when people just give out a broad, oh, this is that and that's that. I gave a broad, but still it depends on what her goals are, what she's trying to achieve, what her income looks like. You know, does she need tax deferred? Is she making a lot of money? Does she need the tax deferred? And can we shift things around? Very important. With that kind of like just that little tidbit, I probably need more information, but definitely, you know, you're more than welcome to sit down with me so we can look at anything you have, so I can give you the right advice and what your goals are as retirement.
And Jen, if I'm not mistaken, I think CRA it's Canada. I think Rita, you're in Canada, correct? Yes.
Yes,
So
I think she is.
Yes.
right. So
We have
I suggest you sit with your tax professional, though Canada and US is somewhat the same, but the jargon, some of the jargons are different. So sit with your tax professional to get the specific as to how you can balance or how you can lower your tax liability. That would be very helpful.
And I have trusted people in Canada too, if you need a referral for somebody in Canada to talk to as well.
Thank you so much, Queen Jennifer, Queen Miriam, for answering her. I think she will get in touch with you pretty soon. Thank you. Queen Violet, are you available? Please unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please. Proceed.
Okay. Okay.
You're muted, Queen Violet.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Proceed, please.
Yes. Jennifer, I love your laugh. It is so sweet. The other is, and Dr. Benny, your smile almost takes up the whole page. And that is amazing. You talked about complimentary advice. When does the person start paying?
On the platform that I'm using, you don't pay until you unless you're investing, and even then, there's no broker fee. So your money goes straight to the investment. If I find something for you as a broker, or if I refer anybody, you're in Canada, right? So you
Yep.
know, my kind of like my advice and everything like that stops at the border. So as in Canada, I have affiliates, I have business partners out in Canada that are more than qualified to help you and give you that, and they would not charge you at all. It's all complimentary. Again, it's just like if real estate, I'm showing houses, I'm not going to get paid unless I sell the house. It's the same thing here. You're going out, you're showing financial education, you're showing people things that they have. We even have software that most financial advisors use that they charge up to $3,000, we give that complimentary. You do not have to pay anything up until like you're investing, and that's your own money going towards the investment. We just happen to market that company at that time, what you're looking for. But the client is the most important thing that we're looking at. You know, the companies, the 150 companies, my loyalty does not lie with any of my companies. It lies with my client and what they're looking for.
Okay. I don't know why I just noticed, but my life insurance broker is also a financial planner. Should I talk to her?
Yeah, you know, you can take my information too, and you can let me know what company it is, and you know, I can give you my, my advice. I am around other companies, which they get reputations for either being good or you're not good,
Yeah.
or they
of course,
specialize
yeah.
in something. Yeah. So like sometimes people are looking for a vehicle that to grow money, and sometimes they're in a small vehicle, but their licensed agent only is qualified to sell them that small vehicle. They don't offer a bigger vehicle when it comes to investments. So they're only going to get you what they have. So if it is a broker, I like brokers because they can, they have more of more to work with, as opposed to just one company that has maybe 5 products for people.
Okay. How do I get hold of your information so I can pick your brain?
Oh, Dr. Derek, I don't know if he has an email set up or anything for me or Miriam, but
Dr. Derek can give her the
okay,
information.
yeah, Dr. Derek will give that to you. Thank you.
We will call him. Thank you very much. I appreciate all the information that we got, even if I am in Canada. There may be a possibility that I buy real estate in the United States because it's so much less than here, and grow my wealth platform. I think I gotta do something. Anyway, thank you very much. You have yourself a great evening, and God bless. The other guy can bless too, but you don't want him to. Okay.
Queen Violet. Thank you so much, Queen Violet. We appreciate you. Thank you for your question. You know that the more you ask questions, we learn from it. We really do. And Queen Jennifer, I don't know what else to say to you. You are very knowledgeable when it comes to your finances. I believe a lot of companies would like to hire you just for you to sit and, you're talented. Thank you so much. Thank you, Queen Miriam. We love you, Queen Miriam. Thank you for your knowledge. They always say knowledge is power, and you guys have it.
Apply the knowledge. Apply. You must apply it before it becomes power.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right. You guys are going to listen to this one man I'm going to call. He is the most handsome man within non-passive, I believe, all over the globe. His name is Handsome Brother Mumudu. Could you please unmute yourself and ask your question?
When Dr. Baby,
Yeah.
lady with a beautiful smile.
We thank God for it. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to my beloved family. Yes, Queen Miriam. I will call you Nene Mariam. You have my mom's name.
Okay, King Mamadou.
Yeah. And Queen Jennifer. Oh my goodness. Thank you all. Thank you for your generosity. Because if you are not generous and kind, you won't share all this knowledge with us. So thank you very much. You know, I'm speaking to you right now at my job. So, but I only want to ask one question as an unperseverant. You're talking about preparing for your taxes come January. So, as an unperseverant who has not received money yet from my business or a W-2 form from my company, in preparing for my taxes, is it okay to add my account as business in the forthcoming tax season?
Okay. Now, when we talk about getting all your documents together, we're talking about if you have income from that business and expenses from that business. So since our unpassive business we have actually not gained any money from it yet. There's no investment in terms of getting money. So we'll not get a 1099. So there is nothing for you to report on that business because nothing has come in. So you would not be reporting anything. There is no financial gain right as of yet.
Yes.
So there is nothing to report for that business. Your
Some,
job that you
some.
have, your W-2 that you have, when it comes January 31st, that is what you'll take to your tax professional. But there is no business as of yet. There is no money coming in as of yet
For
from
some.
unpassive.
For some.
Or for some, but he said he did not get any. I'm speaking specifically to him. So if you have received the money, you will definitely get a 1099. And that 1099 you will take to your tax professional. But until then, if you haven't received any monies from unpassive, then you don't have anything to report for that business.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much. This is the clarification I was waiting for. You know, when they were advising us that your account is your business. So therefore, when you start receiving money, you have to pay your taxes, and then you will also establish it as your business. I know for now I don't have to because I have not received anything, so there's nothing to establish as a business. So I just want to have for other people,
Okay, very good. That was very proactive.
asking on behalf. Yes.
Very good. And as Dr. John alluded to, make sure that while you're waiting, these information that you're getting from last year to now, make sure that you establish a business account once you start getting money. But go to your financial institution and find out how you can set up a business account. Don't do it yet because you would need to have money to fund it in order that you don't pay monthly fees. But make sure that you have that information so when you start getting those monies, you will not be commingling funds with your personal income and expenses, but you have that separate.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, King Brother Mahmudu. We appreciate your question. I know it is important for us to really ask questions, right? People don't really understand deep dive. When you come here, you come to learn. This is a webinar that we come and learn. It's unfortunate that we don't see people coming here, but I am so thrilled to see each and everyone here at the moment. Thank you again. Queen Violet, proceed please with your question.
How to turn on the microphone? Well, I can.
You muted yourself again. Proceed please.
Oh, okay. Okay. Microphone unmuted. So, people are talking that on passive is their own, will be their own business. What if I have no, like I've got another one, like it's not on passive, and do I need two different accounts, like bank accounts, and do I need a name for all my business, a different name for every business, and do I need to register it? Sorry.
Okay, if I could rephrase the question you asked, you're saying some people have unpassive as their only business. What if you have a second business? If you need a name for both and also a bank account for both. Was that your question?
More or less, yeah.
Okay. All right. So yes and no. Yes, first. Establishing that business, establishing, yes, that's separate and apart from my personal income. When we talk about business, of course, as a sole proprietor, we did some things and we get some money, and then at the end of the year we get a 1099. Now, once we start that little side hustle, when that side hustle start expanding, becoming big, we would advise that you create a business, establish a business, whether it's in Canada or in US or whatever country you are, that you can. It's an established business, so of course, once it gets bigger, there are certain liabilities that may be attached to it, and you want to separate your business from your personal. For the detailed information, you would want to sit down with your tax professional that will advise you on further. But as it is now, if you're just starting and you are just getting a little bit of cash, say you get $1,000 here and there for the entire year, you would be filing that with your personal taxes, but as a sole proprietor. But once that business gets bigger, you want to make sure that you establish, you get an EIN number. For Canada, it's maybe a different name for other countries. But EIN means our tax ID number, because that's universal. You get a tax ID number and you have a name. So it is a legitimate entity. And then you're able to pay your taxes as it becomes due. But for now, once you're starting, there may not be anything per se to set up a functional name per se, but once it's something that is lucrative and you're gonna, it's a going concern, that's the operative word. Once it's something that you will be doing, it's not a hobby, then it's good. Once you start expanding, money start coming in, it's advisable to set it up as a business. And so whether it's an LLC or a S corporation, because there are certain liabilities that
Right.
is attached to
Yes.
that. I hope that answers your question.
It does. What my tax advisor, the guy I do my taxes with, he, I give rides to people. I help people. My business is called Violet Cares, and people need rides to the doctor or whatever. My fee is $10 to begin with, and most of the time, you know, they just want to ride there and back, so they pay me $10. And everything that I get in cash, I don't make a note of because it's not going in the bank. I learned that the hard way. And I keep a record of my mileage when I'm with this person. The tax guy says, don't bother collecting your gas receipts because what they've developed here is when it's tax season, the government will tell him how much he can they can claim for mileage per mile. So last year I think it was 47 cents per mile. So he just adds up all my miles and claims 47 cents per mile. And so he says I don't have to collect gas receipts. Okay. Yeah, thanks a lot. I'm good, I think.
You're most welcome.
When On Passive starts making money, I guess I need another name.
Yeah, once that comes in, then of course you just sit with your tax professional and just systematically they will go through everything with you. Okay?
Yeah, he told me not to bother registering Violet Care because he said you're not making enough yet.
No, as I said, it would not make sense to do an investment where you know that you're not getting any income right now. So you just wait until you see income coming in and then you can make the move.
Thank you very much.
You.
All right. Thank you, Queen Violet. We appreciate you. I noticed that people don't have that much question to ask you guys. We appreciate you all for coming. Hopefully, we'll see you guys again. Let me say like November or December time, because I know that when it comes to this tax season, the taxes, I think the government, or I mean, let me just say your employer, or they will send your tax return by January. In January, by the 30th of January, you will receive it. I know that.
All right.
So from there, we can now meet with our
Hold on.
advisors or call you guys or thank you all with the knowledge that you guys have. Only God knows. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. Let me chime in for a few, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, Doc. Proceed.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very, very much. Really appreciate. Mercy, with a bag of chips and a little more. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen Jennifer Cantando, and of course, Queen Miriam Edwards, EA. Thank you very much. Really appreciate. Really do appreciate. Yes, tax, and you know, the best thing to do is not evade tax, but please find the right way to ensure that you minimize or stop paying, but do it the legal way. There's legal ways, And best person to sit with is persons who are knowledgeable of it. And I recommend Queen Miriam and Queen Jennifer. And with Queen Jennifer, she has a lot of persons also in Canada. Their information, I just want to say also that their information is on the YouTube description. So if you click on link for my YouTube channel, which is Deep Dive Globally Changing Lives, then you look in the description and their email is there also. And if you want there, if you don't have YouTube, the YouTube link, then you can contact me. Most of you here, if not all of you here, have my phone number. It's my phone number, not sealed, because I'm not hiding from anyone. So I also answer some call, doesn't matter, because I am not hiding from anyone. Don't owe anybody anything. And my mom told me that when I was a little boy. Don't owe nothing, no. So I don't owe anybody anything. Question. Just want to ask quickly this question. When you say side hustle, I'm not, yes, people got side hustle in different ways. And people might look at, send water on the street in Brooklyn, New York. When the stoplights are red, they run up with their water or the orange or some inklet right there at Brooklyn stoplights, most Brooklyn stoplights. So, what really would you, or is it multi-level marketing business that also be a side hustle, or if it is just things like lawn care, or if you have those kind of, you're a plumber, but you don't work with a company. What really is the categories of side hustle that you can actually, I guess, more likely you'd have to register for it to be a side hustle. So let us kind of understand a little bit more about side hustle.
You want to go, Jennifer, or you want me to take it?
Yeah, I can go and then you can go into detail about side hustles. I could give you a general view of a side hustle is, something that you enjoy doing, whether it's making, baking, licensed agent like myself. Like I said, I mentor people that are looking for side hustles that I need an extra. Some people need an extra stream of income. Other people need to reduce taxes. So for that, I can help other entrepreneurs in that. So there's that. There's people are notaries. People are something that you would just. It's not your full-time job, but it's something you can do on the side. Some people, get their real estate license and they deal with real estate agents. I have referral partners out there that have a full-time job. They don't want to take a lot of time away from their family or their business, and they refer me on a part-time basis. And that's also another way that it can generate either income, or they can just get the tax write-offs too. So my son, for instance, I'll just say this real quick, and then I'll hand it over to Miriam, and she can give you the detailed taxation side of what's a qualified side hustle. I think that's what she's going to say, but. My son is a nurse over here in California. He's making a lot of money. It's his first year being a nurse. He was concerned halfway through the year and looked at me and said, I'm going to pay a lot of taxes. I'm a single guy. I don't have any kids. I don't own a house. It's his first year. He's going to see a lot of money. They're going to take a lot of money. So I said, son, I'll get you licensed, you work with mom, you feed people that other nurses or that need to be financially educated, you send them to mom, I'll help. And you can get half of the commissions done, and you can write everything off from your car to your phone to your laptop, everything. As a W-2, he can't write off anything. Like his hands are kind of tied because he works for, he has a corporate job. He's W-2. But when he stands into a 1099 job or a side hustle that he, and Miriam will explain like how to, make a side hustle legal, right? And get those tax write-offs, right? You can't just, do something you like and then have it as a tax write-off. It has to be something that is legitimate, right? Again, you're not evading taxes, but we are definitely wanting that tax write-off. If you are paying a lot in taxes, one, you need to look into something that you can, utilize that for write-offs. You can't believe how many write-offs you guys are missing if you don't get in touch with having that, that job on the side or something you love or something that you enjoy doing. Of course, I'm always looking for people that I can mentor, but at the same time, there's all kinds of ways, right, out there that can really help you. If you're paying a lot in taxes, other people just need it because they need extra money, but really, hey, if you're going to pay a lot in taxes, be smart about it and, get the write-offs. So I'm going to hand this over to Miriam so she can tell you exactly what a business owner looks like or what a sole proprietor might look like to you so you can get those tax write-offs.
Okay. In a nutshell, Jen actually sums it up. But according to Uncle Sam, anything that you do that you get money from, that's actually aside apart from a W-2. Anything that you get money from, that's another form of income. And Uncle Sam will tell you, even when you sell drugs, they expect you to pay taxes. They do expect you to pay taxes, although it's illegal, but we're talking about legal business. Even that person that you see on the side of the road and they have their cases of water, Uncle Sam will come and tell them, you are selling, part of that profit is mine. Take out your expenses that you used to you drive to get the water, but part of that expense is mine. Now, as minimal as it may seem, that is income. So anything, if you're a W-2 employee, your taxes is being deducted already from your employer. So they pay 7.5% and you pay 7.5%. So that's squared off. As a business owner, let's say sole proprietor, that means if you get a 1099 or if you have a business that you buy and sell and you get the raw cash, you are both the business owner and the employer. The employer who is the business owner and the employee. So the whole 15% of taxes, it's on you. So whatever you do, that you get money. Uncle Sam is looking, or whatever, wherever you are, because we're not only in the US. I'm not sure of your tax position in other countries. I know for most of all for the Caribbean, anything that you do and you're earning money, they are expecting you to pay taxes. But when it gets bigger now and you are making a whole heap of money, you make sure that you register that business so that the liabilities that comes with the business, it's limited. So if you are sued, they don't take all of your personal belongings, but it is limited to the investment you have in that business once it's registered. I hope that answers your question.
All right. So what you are saying there is that even if I'm selling water on the road, I'm supposed to return taxes, or
According to Uncle Sam, yes.
right. So am I to? Does that mean I'm to register, or I just go and pay the tax? How would that work if you're just selling some water or some orange on the road? Would that work? What would be the legal working of that?
You go to your tax professional and you say, I am doing this little business and I earn this amount and I pay this as expense, and they will do a tax return as a sole proprietor. So they would put they would what is my total income? What did I get? What's the revenue? And then they subtract the expenses, and then it comes down to the bottom line, and then they say, okay, based on the tax table, this is the amount that you pay as taxes. So you don't necessarily need to register that business because you're just buying and selling, and it's on a small scale. Now, if you start a store, it's advisable to register that business because you start a store and you have overhead and all the other things that comes with the business as it expands.
Okay, so what you are saying then is that you don't need to register the business as a LLC or something of that, lovely portion, but should I still get EIN or I don't need an EIN?
You're talking about the person who just buying and selling liquor water on the street.
Man, right there on King's Highway, stop right here.
Yeah. So that if what I know of them, they move around, so they are not stable. They're moving around, and they're just buying and selling their water. So they would go to the case in point. I have few when I used to work with H&R Block. I had few of those people. They just sell their little produce, the juices, the cookies and stuff, and they would come with their little receipts, and they would say, I made this amount for the year, and this is my expense. So they would write it on the piece of paper, this is my expense, and I made this. And you do their little taxes and say, this is what you owe. And they would some of them, they would pay that upfront, allow that to be sent in with their return, and they're finished for the year. So you have people who legitimately want to pay their taxes. They want to contribute to their country. You have others who just sell the stuff and they go their merry way. But others, they would find the tax man and say, I want to pay this. Some of them, it is beneficial to them because they have children. And although the income may be small, because they have a dependent, they will get earned income credit. And so with the earned income credit, it minimizes their tax liability, or sometimes they get a refund.
Okay, but I'm still
income credit, and they get child tax credit because of the small children that they have.
Yes, but I'm still asking, do those people, whether they move around or they stationary?
No, they don't need to register because
no.
Okay.
But they need a EIN to establish that. You're not answering that question.
If they're operating as a sole proprietor, they can get an EIN if they want to. With that EIN, they use the EIN to do their business instead of using their social security number. Because what an EIN or a tax ID number does, it identifies the business separate from the personal. Because for someone who have a sole proprietorship and they want to do business with people, or they are setting up for 1099, they would rather give those companies that they work with the EIN number as opposed to their social security number. So they can just apply for an EIN number. Those small people can do it also if they want to, but it's not prescribed.
Beautiful.
Have to.
Okay. All right. We wanted to establish that. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Would one of this is Yvonne, would somebody like that ever be audited? I mean, you said they move around and it's very casual and low. under the threshold, would they ever audit somebody like that?
The way IRS chooses people to audit, it depends on there are certain things that they look for, or there are certain things that triggers an audit. And so once there's a trigger, they have it's a certain criteria. So once that's triggered, then an audit will ensue. And an audit basically is anybody can be audited, whether you're on the low threshold or high threshold. It's just that there's certain things, there are certain triggers, and then they would request supporting documentation or stuff like that. So it's not a matter of whether their income is just low. How are they audited? It's just certain things that triggers.
Thank you.
From the IRS point of view. Once it
Yeah.
goes in the database, it's just some triggers that sparks an audit.
Thank you. I know in Canada, certain companies are audited more often because like employment agencies or construction companies, they get audited a lot. And I was just trying to figure out, they're making a lot of money. So I understand that. But what about the casual work person that you're just talking about? But you're saying it has something to do with a different criteria. It's not about the money you say.
No, it's not about the money.
No.
It's triggers.
Okay.
And sole proprietors are most times are some of the ones that are audited, because they're triggers. They look at when they see certain deductions and stuff comes in, then it triggers the audit. But once the supporting documentations are available, then they are fine. Because when these triggers happen, all IRS wants to know, are you keeping good records, or are these deductions that were claimed, are they legitimate?
Mhm.
And basically that's what they're looking for.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Queen Yvonne and Dr. Derek, for your question. I mean, I am learning. So we are back to Queen Violet. Then after that, I will hand it over to Queen Debbie. Queen Violet, proceed.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, please.
People ask questions, and it brings up more questions for me. The
You got it. If you could turn up the volume a little bit, we can't hear you.
no. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Oh, much better.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yes, I'm wondering if you know how you come off the highway and there's usually somebody standing there with a bucket and they want money. When I have a decent job, I leave home with a wad of $5 bills, and that's what I give them. Is a $5 bill. But what can you do with a dollar? I've been told that some of them get pennies. Like what? Anyway, how wouldn't that be a write-off?
No. Charitable donations are according to the code. I know IRS, US and Canada, it's almost the same, but their jargons may be a little different. But according to the code for charitable donation, it has to be reputable. It has to be I'm trying to remember the word.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, it has to be a
something that'll give you a receipt.
registered or yes.
Okay, because
charity, whether a church or a foundation or stuff like that. But because giving something to your needy uncle or aunt or someone on the road, that's not a designated charitable organization.
I understand now. Yeah, because I do the tithing thing, and then there are different people at church that help other people. And what I do is I get gift cards. Then I've got an actual receipt.
Right.
You know, like
That's an extension of your philanthropic ideology. But if it's not to a designated charitable organization, it's not qualified charity.
they usually register all that, so they are charitable. Okay, thank you.
You are welcome.
All right. Thank you, Queen Violet. At this moment, I'm going to hand it over to Queen Debbie. Could you please proceed?
Thank you very much, Dr. Benny. Thank you for everyone who has raised questions on this very interesting discussion. At this moment, I'm going to call on our presenters, starting with Queen Sister Yvonne to give her final word, and then Queen Miriam, Queen Jennifer, and I'll pass it to Dr. Derek. Over to you, Sister Yvonne, and thank you once more, Dr. Benny.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for listening. I'm really glad to have been able to speak a little bit into your lives this evening. So my closing remark is saying, many times in our lives we are dropped, crumbled, and grounded into the dirt by the decisions that we've made and the circumstances that come our way. Sometimes makes us feel as if we're worthless. But no matter what has happened or what will happen, you will never, ever lose your value. Please remember that. That's what I want to leave everybody with. Value is not contingent on an external.
Oh, mercy, 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 mercy.
Thank you, Queen Yvonne. All right, start preparing the next topic when called upon. So Queen Miriam and Queen Jennifer, and then Dr. Derek. Your final thoughts.
You go first, Queen Jennifer.
Yes. Education is power. Applied knowledge is fierce. I just want to let everybody know when you learn something and you keep it to yourself, and somebody was talking about this earlier, you don't want to keep it to yourself. You want to tell everybody about it because you are in educating everybody out there. So what you learned today or what you learned here, don't keep it a secret. Spread the word. If you need more information, sit with myself, sit with Miriam. It's complimentary. We are out educating middle class Americans on how to, really be educated on their finances, whether it might be income, the income taxes, whether it is a side hustle like we were talking about, whether it's investments on your taxes on your investments, whatever it has to do with finances or money coming in or taxes, talk to us, please, because we want to go out there and we want to spread the word. I go to churches, I go to different events. You can invite myself, you can invite Miriam. This is really near and dear to our hearts. And when you find people like us, because there's not everybody's like us, and we know that. But when you find people that just have a mission to go out there and educate, I can educate anybody, but like really middle class is close to me. But the fact is, I can go out there and really educate people that need this. Everybody needs this, and if they don't, they just don't know what they don't know. There's a whole other side about finances that I didn't know, and I was late in my 30s before I figured it out because I didn't know all this existed. I was like only scratching the surface. So I just want to tell you, if not you, then who? And I'll leave it at that.
Oh, mercy, mercy, more. Oh, mercy.
Queen Violet talks about value. Queen Jen talks about if not you, then who. So with value, you share what you have. You give of yourself. And I would just use the analogy of an ambassador. You are called to serve. So your value, just give of yourself. If it's not you, then who?
We need to come back next week. Oh, mercy, mercy. The same three, the same three need to come back next week. Oh, mercy, mercy, mercy. Whoa! Oh, goodness gracious me. In Jamaica, it was biology, but now it is you and me. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Queen Yvonne Finn. Wonderful woman in Canada, and the two lovely ladies, wonderful women in US, Queen Jennifer and Queen Miriam. Oh wow, I did not expect that the webinar would have this caliber, even though I know that these are three big hitters. Big hitters. Oh my goodness. Yvonne Finn, you know that a lot of people booking you right now. All right. Queen Yvonne, listen, stop the one, listen, don't shoot yourself in the foot. Is you just said to us that, is you said to us that we're not to be believe ourselves. We are powerful. We are mega. Is you just said it, you know? Is you just said powerful beyond our measure. How dare anyone, including yourself, to think that you are powerful without measure? So, listen, you know, him booking you right now. Sit down, John and Dr. Patience taking notes. Team booking right now. And of course, again, I am booking you again. You know, if we even have to have another webinar on Wednesday or something, you know, because we can't make a powerful mindset, but the buckle up inside of you, it will burst and you will get sick. And you don't want to get sick, so you need to let it out. You need to let it out. You understand? Greatness, great people need to let it listen. You listen. Person who are great have to talk. All right, you didn't catch that. Okay, all right. That's all right. You'll catch when you go to your bed. A person who are great have to talk. Still talk. All right? All right. Amen, church. All right, wonderful. Thank you very much. Oh my goodness. Queen Jennifer Cantando. Yes, you know that coming back. All right. I you know, it's just, that's how it is. That's just how it is. You have to be coming back again, a couple times, a few times, or several times, or listen, maybe every week, and every week and done. Come back with the you know, what have you. Yes, definitely. Anyway, we thank you all ladies. You know, three, you know, fast on Holy Ghost. Three, you know, three is very important. And when you have three, listen, is the first we have three presenters on deep dive, you know, on one day. Right? Three, very important number. You know, three, very important. So thank you very much. Triangle, no triangle, right? Three, right? Wind and fire. No, we're not talking about the singing group. You know, we're talking about those three powerful powers that we have. Oh my goodness. Thank you very much, lovely ladies. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much, Queen Debbie, the host with the most. With most love that he has for everyone. And of course, Sean Kingdom. I hope he is, you know, okay where he is. and send him our love here from Deep Dive. Really appreciate. Remember, it's the weekend. Oh, hold on. After part, wait a little. All right. So you remember it's the weekend, and please sign up because come Sunday it will dream team at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And then of course Monday stroll, everybody kind of nonchalant moving because they crip themselves over weekend. But anyway, it's in the evening, it's in the morning, as most people is after a late start Monday morning. But Monday evening, it will be again Queen Jennifer and Queen Miriam on Monday. Mindset Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And of course, it will be me again. It's me again, job. Not the party time yet. After party. All right, right. So, it's me again, Tuesday, Eastern Daylight Time, 8 again in the PM. And of course, Thursday again next week, Eastern Daylight Time, 8 p.m. And on Wednesday, it will be Julie Taylor, empowering humanity, empowerment to the man and the men of our world. And Thursday morning, it's passion. If you don't have passion, no, should it? Somebody, a friend of mine, I must have speak in the positive. So once you have passion, and I hope that I know that everyone here have passion, right? You must have passion for something or someone. So for once you have passion, go on all passion. Singapore and Malaysia on Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. 9 a.m. All right, so you have to wake up early. And when you say Thursday, Ben Johnson, people don't like Thursday. They don't want to get out of bed Thursday. All right, but anyway, evening a.m. on Thursday, and every day of the week, 1 p.m. It's Queen Yvonne, right? Queen Yvonne, hey! Right, and Queen Dr. Yvonne, right? So it's two Yvonne, right? Just like how you have sister and Mary, right? So yeah, Yvonne, and that will be every 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So a lot of webinars left, right, and center. Now listen, we haven't seen our CEO Ashmo Fari for the past 3 weeks. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. The last time he did that, what did happen? What happened the last time he did that? Huh? Anyone? We had O'Connect. O'Connect. The last time he did that, 3 weeks, we had O'Connect. So watch it. Hey, thank you all very much. Really appreciate. We thank you all for coming out to deep dive on this wonderful Thursday. All day was Thursday. All right, whichever part of the globe you are, Thursday, all day. Thank you very much for coming out today. Really appreciate. And those on the YouTube platforms, thank you very much for making it deep dive. Really appreciate. And once again, thank you, Queen Yvonne, thank you, Queen Miriam, and thank you, Queen Jennifer, thank you, Queen Debbie, and all our Pacifians, kings and queens that are present here on this webinar. We really want to thank you very much for showing up and putting up the action for being here on this platform. And we bid you a wonderful weekend. Thank you very much. And you have a wonderful, blessed time in the Lord. We now turn it over to our Latte, DJ, Queen, Doctor Nadu, just for you.
Nelson.